Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm finally bringing to you my first ever synth tutorial using Vital. Yep, it took me quite a lot of time, but I finally started to make some tutorials after just, sharing my stuff that I have been making using the synth. And for today, I'm going to teach you how you can make this kind of weird sounding and quirky analog bass. And just a quick note before we start. I know that yeah, my English isn't that perfect yet. I hope it's not too hard for you to understand what I'm speaking. There are captions on this video, I'm going to leave them for you, so you can just turn it on if it gets a little bit harder for you. Okay, so we are going to start from scratch. You just go here and click here. Start with oscillator 1, click here. And here on the wave source, I'm gonna click here on add modifier, and I'm gonna use the frequency filter. And just click here on the keyframe, and here we're gonna use the low pass. And basically on this first keyframe, I'm gonna make a very sharp brick wall filter. You can left click here and you can type this value here. And the shape is just 0 on this first one. Now I'm gonna double click here to add another keyframe. I'm gonna bring it to the end. And now I'm gonna open the cutoff a little more and also increase the shape so it makes a more soft slope for the filter. Alright, and now we can close it. On the envelope one, I'm gonna reduce the release a little bit and maybe increase the attack. Okay, now I'm gonna use the envelope tool here. I'm gonna drop the sustain. I'm gonna reduce the decay a little bit like this. And now I'm going to bring the envelope tool to modulate the window on the wavetable here. Now I'm gonna use the macro one to control both the decay and the sustain of the envelope tool. So I'm gonna just bring it here on the decay as well. I'm gonna increase it a little bit so it gets easier to see how much is gonna change on the max. This is good enough. I'm gonna rename this to stage. And now on the metrics tab here, I'm gonna select the envelope to sustain coming from the macro one. And here I'm going to decrease a little bit the curve. And I'm gonna click here for the envelope to decay. I'm gonna increase it a little bit more. This is more of a fine tune. You can change it to taste, or you can also leave it as it is, no problem. Here on the effects, I'm gonna click here and I'm going to select the phase disperse. I'm gonna push it a little bit to the left like this. Now I'm gonna bring the envelope tool again. Adjust it a little bit like this. And this is basically to make it sound a little more, bubbly. Okay, now on the second modifier here, I'm going to choose the bend. I'm gonna bring it a little bit to the left like this. I mean to the right. I'm gonna put the envelope tool here a little bit like this. And also gonna bring the distortion phase to the right like this. This basically is going to affect the bend effect. I'm gonna bring the envelope tool here too and adjust it like this. You might have noticed that sounds a little bit off tune. So the way I'm gonna use to kind of solve this is by copying the value of the decay here on the envelope tool. Gonna open the envelope tree, drop the sustain, right click on the decay knob here, enter value and then paste it. Now I'm gonna bring the envelope tree through the fine tune of the oscillator one. And now I'm going to increase the modulation a little bit like this. Okay, good. And now I'm going to increase the unison a little bit, maybe, 7 voice. Gonna reduce the detune a little bit, maybe to 2%. And here on the advanced tab, I'm gonna change the stack from unison to octave. And basically every voice of the unison is gonna be an octave above each other, starting from the main note you are playing. going to reduce the stereo a little bit. I'm gonna put the envelope tool on the unison blend. I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit like this. Press the stage here for a quick test. Bring the envelope tool again. And now I'm going to adjust it a little bit like this. Okay, cool. This is more of a, a texture, but it kind of helps. Now I'm going to adjust the table spread here, bring it to the left like this. I'm gonna put the envelope tool here, adjust it a little bit like this, and also the distortion spread. I'm gonna put the envelope tool here too. Maybe flip it. Okay, cool. And now I'm gonna turn on the oscillator too. And we're basically going to use this as an extra layer, an extra top layer. And here I'm going to edit the wavetable, clicking here. And now again on the wave source, I'm gonna click on modifier and then frequency filter. I'm gonna use just one keyframe. And here I'm going to choose the high pass. Okay, this is good enough. You can just copy these values here. I'm gonna bring the volume down a little bit. And here on the first effect, I'm going to choose the spectral phaser. I'm gonna put the effect like this. Bring the envelope tool again. Adjust it all the way to the left like this. By the way, I'm gonna also bring the volume down here. I'm gonna bring the velocity modifier from here. And I'm gonna adjust it so basically we can make this a little more dynamic. I'm gonna adjust it like this. Bring it to the volume on the oscillator too. Okay. Now I'm gonna click here and select filter 1. Basically we are going to route the output of the oscillator 2 and also the oscillator 1 as well to the first filter here. I'm gonna click here to enable it. I'm gonna increase the K track to the right. So basically it's gonna follow the note. And here I'm going to choose the comb, low high comb filter. I'm gonna increase the cut knob and also double click here on the resonance to reset it. Now I'm gonna go to the envelope tree. I'm gonna bring it here to the resonance. Now I'm gonna go to the metrics tab. Here on the envelope tree to the filter 1 resonance. Type the value minus 0.35. And now I'm gonna bring the macro tool here like this. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit and just type the value here. Here I'm going to type 0.7. And this is basically to use the comb filter as some kind of coloration. On the middle, you don't get anything. On the right, it uses the positive comb. On the left, it uses the negative. I'm gonna rename it to color. And now I'm gonna enable the filter tool. I'm gonna adjust it a little bit like this, bring it all the way up. And basically we're not going to use the filter to cut frequencies. We are just going to use the drive knob to saturate it a little more. I'm gonna select to use the output from the first filter. Everything from the filter 1 will go straight to the filter 2. Each one of them have like their own tastes and style. In my case, I'm going to choose the ladder filter with 12 dB. I'm gonna increase the drive a little bit with this stage all the way down. Here. And now I'm going to bring the envelope tool again to the drive knob and adjust it a little bit like this. So basically we're going to dynamically distort it a little bit more based on the envelope. And that's it for the voice tab. Now we can go to the effects tab. And the first thing I'm gonna do here is turn on the compressor, and here in mode, I'm gonna change from the mode band to the single band. So for the upper threshold here, I'm going to around minus 20 dB. The lower threshold, minus 50 dB. I'm gonna reduce the lower band ratio a lot. And here I'm going to make it a little more soft like this. I'm gonna increase the release to like around this. And now I'm gonna put the envelope tool here, just fine tune it a little bit like this. And maybe just bring the attack down a little bit. Yeah, okay. So basically we dynamically change the release based on the envelope tool. And you can try to adjust the mix knob if you believe it might be a little bit too much. And I'm going to put the envelope tool on the mix knob. So basically, depending on how it's adjusted here, it's gonna change here. And now the last thing we're going to add is the filter here. And basically I'm going to reduce the resonance a lot. I'm gonna reduce the cutoff around here. And I'm gonna bring the velocity here and assign it to the cutoff. Like this. And basically I'm going to use the velocity here to adjust the filter to make it a little more dynamic, just like we did with the volume earlier. One last thing, I'm gonna bring the voices here to 1. I'm also gonna adjust the glide a little bit more like this. And also I'm gonna turn down this button here. Okay, maybe it's a little bit too much. Let's reduce it. If I turn this off, it's gonna be like this. It's kind of interesting too, so it's up to you. Oh yeah, that's it. It's all we have for now. Let me know if this tutorial has been helpful for you. If there's something else you would like to see me teach you how to sound design, then feel free to leave your suggestions on the comments below. Oh yeah, thank you for watching, and I see you next time.